it for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. The Eye Test with Pierre, McGuire, and Jimmy Murphy.
The Stanley Cup winning Colorado Avalanche And after 22 years, Raymond Mark!
The sickest NHL podcast. It's gonna be sick.
And welcome to another edition of the Eye Test on the Sick Podcast Network in our first edition of On Campus Friday of 2026. Man, I can't believe we're already in January, Pierre. Pierre McGuire, Jimmy Murphy here. Pierre, how are you, my friend?
Excellent. I'm really excited to talk to Coach Sandelin from the University of Minnesota Duluth. First time I ever saw him, he was a player at North Dakota, and he's drafted by Montreal Canadiens, and he was a stout defenseman. He was a really stout player. I can't wait to hear some of his Dakota stories, some of his Duluth stories. His son plays in the American Hockey League, Ryan, with Des Moines, Minnesota Wild's farm team. I'm really looking forward to hearing a lot of what he has to say.
Well, let's get right to that as we bring on Minnesota Duluth head coach Scott Sandelin joining us here on the Eye Test. Hey, Coach, how are you?
Good morning, guys.
All he has are those national championship trophies over his shoulder. All he does is win all the time.
Would like to get another one for sure, but
Something tells me you will.
Yeah. Coach, we were just saying before we came on here, we got to get together sometime in the future to have a pint and talk some hockey. And I totally forgot you're going to be at this thing next year in Belfast with us. So there you go. Now we've got a date. It's perfect.
yeah, for sure. Pretty excited about that. Our women just got back from there, so we'll have good insight.
Yeah,
from
it's
them.
an amazing experience, Coach. Friendship series and the Friendship 4. Pierre and I are proud to be part of it, but it gets better every time.
Well, Duluth will make it better too. I can't wait to have them over there. Actually, next year is going to be a murderer's row of players. Coach, I know you're already in a season, but do you even look at next year in terms of what the schedule is going to present for you?
Yeah, you know what? I think you're pretty much focused on the rest of this year, but as a head coach, we're always looking at the schedules, trying to move them out 2-3 years. So it's always interesting. And we knew this was maybe a potential opportunity for our program a couple of years ago, and it's been pretty exciting. I know there's a lot of people in our community too that I had kind of leaked it a little bit before just to get them more excited, but I think we'll have a good contingent over there, and a lot of people are making their plans to get over there. So it's certainly a big part of it. But yeah, I think the scheduling piece is pretty important. And I think one thing with our league too is we've got teams that aren't afraid to play very difficult non-conference schedules. And this year we're obviously having a really good year as a league and non-conference, which helps all of our teams. But last couple of years we maybe weren't as good, but it does, it helps you become a better hockey team. Like our league's hard enough, but in our program, we're pretty fortunate to have a lot of really good programs within our state, with Minnesota and Mankato and Bemidji and St. Thomas and St. Cloud's obviously in our league. And, Wisconsin's not that far away, and it's an old kind of WCHA rival. So we're pretty lucky to be where we are and can play some really good teams out of conference without a ton of travel.
Jimmy, before you ask the next question of the coach, I'm going to ask him about major junior hockey and how that's affecting your recruiting going forward.
Yeah, it's certainly we got a bigger player pool, which is great for all of us. I think we took more of the approach. We have one player, one defenseman that played in Saskatoon, and again, what people forget, they're still freshmen. They might be older freshmen, but I think you're going to see it, and I think you've continued to see it as the years gone on, that those players continue to get better as they learn college hockey. I think it's obviously a big adjustment for a lot of them, probably more the school part, because a lot of guys probably haven't been in school, but it's not that different than maybe a player that's played a couple of years in the USHL or the BC where maybe they haven't gone to school. But I think it's been a little bit of an adjustment for them. But even our players gotten better. I think getting them through the month of September, which is always difficult for all your players because it's such a long month and you don't play. It's more just practice. I kept telling them, we'll just get through this month and you'll be fine. You'll love the games and you'll love, the schedule that you're going to be on. And he's really enjoyed it. But just to go back to it, I think it's certainly making college hockey better. There's a lot of different arguments, and everybody's going to kind of find their own kind of niche as far as the recruiting. We took a little bit more of the let's wait and see. We didn't want to load up with a ton of guys. We just I'm still kind of a traditionalist in the old school way. And, but a lot of guys, as you're seeing, some are excelling, some are going back. So we just felt, especially with our school opting in and having a roster limit, we just kind of wanted to see how all these guys do and let it play out for a year or two. I think that's what everyone's still kind of waiting for and kind of watching to see how things go over the next, 2-3 years.
Coach, getting back to scheduling there, I'm still trying to learn this new NPI system, and I'm wondering, when you're looking at that and everything that factors into it, how much of an important role does scheduling play? Like, you're talking about your non-conference teams that you play there and how difficult it is. Does that factor in when you're looking at scheduling down the road?
A little bit. I've always been, even on the pair with pairwise, you got to win your games, right? And again, we're fortunate we play in a very good conference. And like I said, we have a lot of really good teams, within our area that we can play. I certainly like to go out east and play and have, I look at it more as the experiences for players. Like, we went to Cornell a couple of years ago. I hadn't been there. Shafe had never been to Duluth, so we kind of worked it out, and that was pretty cool for me. It was a rink I'd never been in. I don't want to go back there because we got our butts.
I was going to say, you may not want to go back.
But it was a really good,
about it.
really good experience, and I think those are good for your players too. And I think too, since COVID, administrations are watching that too with travel a little bit too. But ours has been great. But I still like to move it around and try and play, a lot of good teams, certainly Hockey East teams, ECAC teams. It doesn't matter to me. I think the experience for the players to go different places is good as well. So I'm on the committee. I've been on the championships committee, so I learned a lot about both the pairwise and the NPI. Just being through those discussions and learning a little bit more. But the NPI is a little bit cleaner than the pairwise, but I don't think it's a whole lot different than what we had. So, but it does play a little bit of a factor. But I still like to play different teams, and we've got independents too. And I've tried to do my best to help those guys too. We've played Stonehill. We're playing Lindenwood this weekend. Those guys need games because they don't have a conference, and we've got to make sure that those guys stay healthy. And it gets tougher for them in the second half because everyone's in conference and there's not as many open weekends as maybe the first half and through Christmas. So I think it's really important that we take care of those teams.
Man, that's such an awesome statement. Well done, Scott. Let's take a walk down memory lane. You're a Minnesota guy that went to the University of North Dakota, a place that's near and dear to my heart. I never had a bad visit to Grand Forks, even when it's 50 below, and you're coaching the World Junior in 2005.
It was cold then too.
It was cold, Coach. It was cold. Big question is, Gasparini's, Dean Blaze, all these people were like mentors to you. What did you take and what did you learn from them?
Oh, I learned a lot. I still remember going from high school hockey to college hockey. And I think the first year, probably not, we didn't even take a year. The first half of the year, I learned so much, right? Just from Gino, obviously Dean. John Marks was there too. John was just hired to replace Don Boyd. So John was working with the defenseman, so I was pretty lucky to have that. And the guy nobody talks about, Kerry Eads, came on board after he got hurt and became a graduate assistant. So I know one thing, I learned intensity and compete from those guys. They were a great coaching staff to be around, to teach. Obviously, Gino was very successful, a fiery Italian. And then you had the other guys that, I don't care what you're doing, any competition, they wanted to get involved with it, whether it was testing or runs around the park. There was always some side bets that the coaches were going to beat you, or they were going to have their own side bets. So the competitive part was instilled right away. And just, I was fortunate to go and work for Dean as an assistant coach for 6 years too, which was awesome because I think he helped me get to where I am today too. They all did, but just working with Dean and learning from him and just him giving me, kind of the freedom to do certain things and grow as a coach, I think was really important. But they're all great friends to this day and guys I still lean on. I see Marksy once in a while, I'll talk to him, and Kerry obviously was involved in the USHL and coaching for a long time. He's slowly getting out of it right now, but and Gino, Gino doesn't. He looks at me as a bulldog now. So I'm just kidding. No, just really good people, and just very fortunate to come through and learn from those guys, as well as coaches I had beyond there in pro hockey.
Coach, just to follow up on that, in terms of coaching, it's new generations of players come in.
Mm-hmm.
How have you adapted as a coach to this generation of players?
Yeah, I get people ask that a lot, and I think I don't think the players have changed as much. I think the environment that they've grown up in has changed, and I think that's probably the biggest thing for me. Like, there's just a lot more. Everyone calls it noise. There's just a lot for those players. There's, the social media, you can't hide. Parents seem to be a little bit more involved, especially younger ages. There's just so much that they got to process. And I do think there's a lot of really good players that get caught up in that, and players just in general, because it's just part of the culture. It's part of their environment. And that's probably the hardest thing, you still get those players that are kind of old school and don't care about that stuff. But I just think the environment for all the players has changed. And I think that's something probably that I've learned. And I think too, for me, learning that, hiring a young coach like Adam Krause, who played for me, is kind of more in tune with that era and that generation a little bit, has really helped. And, he's been with me now for 8 years, but just, I think it was really important to get a guy like that that's a little bit closer to that. So I think I've looked at that when hiring some staff members too. How can they complement me? How can they fill in some of those blanks and make us all better? So I think that's part of it too.
One of the cool things is you grew up in the state of hockey, Minnesota. You go to Dakota, which is an unbelievable program. You're drafted in the second round by the Montreal Canadiens. You turn pro, and you go play for a real good team in Sherbrooke. What was that like the first time you put a Montreal Canadiens sweater on and actually go on the ice at the old Forum?
Yeah, it was pretty incredible, actually. Again, I was more of a North Star.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I think my first jersey was a Bobby Clark jersey, so I like the Flyers too. But growing up in Hibbing, I mean, we watched Hockey Night Canada on Saturdays, so I remember watching all the Canadian teams, but certainly Montreal a lot, and you're just going there and understanding the history. I still remember the year I came out of college, the year Montreal won the Cup.
86
played some games in Sherbrooke, and then went to the World Championships, but then came back, and they were in their Cup run, so I didn't really play, but I got to go in the parade, and that was pretty cool. And but just to meet some of the the older players, the Doug Harveys and guy, just it was incredible just to go through the parade, and people knew who I was. I'm like, I haven't even played yet, and but it was me and Vincent Riendo were in a car behind Chris Chelios and Tom Kerber, so that was fun. But it was just an incredible experience. I hadn't even played there, but just to go through that and be a part of it, and you step in that locker room. It's it wasn't anything fancy, but you're just thinking like, oh my God, there's Larry Robinson over there. There's Bob Gainey, Guy Carbonneau, and just just being around those players, was pretty special. And Sherbrooke was not Montreal, but we had a great first year. My first full year, we got to the Calder Cup final and lost to Rochester. And then after that, Pat Burns took over before he went to Montreal, and loved playing for Pat, learned a lot from him, take a lot of things from Pat. And then my third year got traded to Philly. So, but pretty cool experience to be a part of their organization.
That's amazing. Good stuff. Well, Coach, listen, we appreciate you taking the time. We wish you the best of luck down the line. And, before I came on just researching for the interview, I saw that your longtime assistant equipment manager, Dale Hagginson, had a stroke at Christmas. We're wishing the best to him.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he's a big part. He's been here for 46 years.
I saw that.
So he's going through a battle right now, but he's doing good. So we try and get up there. He's had a lot of people. They've had to control the visitors because
It looks that way. Yeah.
he could probably be mayor of this town. But yeah, well, appreciate that. Hopefully we're all pulling for him. So
Scott, thank you so much for doing this. It really means a lot. You're really one of the truly great voices in college hockey, and I think a lot of people in the sport actually understand what you've done for the sport, and it means a lot. Thank you.
thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Bye.
Minnesota Duluth head coach Scott Sandelin joining us here on the Eye Test. Pierre, the last time I spoke to him, I think was over 15 years ago. I interviewed him for an NHL.com story, and you know what? He hasn't changed a bit.
No, so he was part of he was the head coach of the 05 World Junior team in Grand Forks, and Phil Kessel was on that team. But that Canadian team was so much better than everybody else. It was just crazy. And I didn't want to bring up, bad memories, but like Canada took over the entire town of Grand Forks. It was unbelievable. There was really bad weather a couple of days. It was almost 45 to 50 below zero the entire tournament. I'm not kidding. It was really, really frigid. And they had to set up emergency housing in the indoor football stadium at North Dakota. And there were all these people from Winnipeg and Manitoba and the whole province of Saskatchewan that had come down. Getzlaff was larger than life in Saskatchewan. So all these people had come down from Regina and Estevan and all these places. And what was crazy, Jimmy, I'm not kidding you, they drank the town out of beer.
I remember you telling me that.
That actually happened. And I just, like, my late father was from there, and we walked around. I told you these stories, walk around all over. And I'll never forget crossing the bridge over the Red River from East Grand Forks to Grand Forks. And, like one time we drove up to see some games in Thief River Falls, which is also one of the hosts of the tournament. And you drive into Thief River Falls, and there's this building that looks like the Fabulous Forum in LA back in the day. And it was the same facade in the middle of like fields.
Wow.
But it was still built by Ralph,
Awesome.
So it was amazing.
Yeah.
And my dad would tell me stories of, that was this guy's farm and that was that guy's farm. And I was like, oh my gosh. And these farms, Jimmy, were as far as you could see and further. Mm-hmm. And like, it was cold. But Coach Sandelin was a legendary player at Dakota. I don't think people realize it. We're all older now. He's born on the same day as me, August 8th.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. August 8th, but he's 3 years younger than I am.
Okay.
But so he was a legendary player there. And I don't think people remember that he was such a good player. He was a tremendous, tremendous player.
Yeah, looking at his stats are amazing. Quickly, before we move into our sponsors and my picks for the college hockey this weekend, Pierre, you got me thinking there. You're talking about how they took over the Grand Forks there and how successful it was. One of the hot topics and unfortunate topics in the past week was the attendance in Minnesota for the most recent World Juniors. And obviously, as we established, prices have a lot to do with that. Mm-hmm. My question to you is, do you think going forward they should explore going into smaller, more intimate arenas on border towns, and they'll have more success that way?
No.
Really?
That's a convenient excuse for people that mismanage the product.
Okay.
I'm not buying that at all, because I've seen it work in Montreal. I've seen it work in Toronto. I've seen it work in Ottawa. I've seen it work in Edmonton. I've seen it work in Calgary.
But have you seen it work in a big arena in the States, though? That's my point.
Because it's not marketed properly.
Okay.
These guys all sit around and say, oh, gosh, we're bringing the World Junior. It's just going to show up and people are going to come. That's not how it works. Do you think that the product that when it started was as big as it is now on Canadian TV? No, it was built by certain people. And the way it was built is turn these kids into stars. We made that the Canadian Bowl season. It didn't just appear and all of a sudden it happened. There was a lot of heavy lifting that went in by a lot of people behind the scenes, on camera. There were a lot of people that created this World Junior brand, I'm telling you. And this has been completely botched and mismanaged. And if people really want to know how to do it, I'll be more than happy to come and help them. Mm-hmm. They have totally botched this. And I'm a huge fan of the state of hockey. I think the people in the state of Minnesota are getting a bad rap on this. I really believe it. I'm a huge fan of what's gone on there. Craig Leopold's a tremendous owner of the Minnesota Wild. They have amazing facilities. If you think that I'm wrong, you tell me what the attendance is for the high school hockey championships in the state of Minnesota. I'm not wrong. These guys marketed it poorly, and it's been done this. Hey, it's been done the same in a lot of other cities too, not just Minnesota.
Yeah.
not just in the state of Minnesota. People don't get it. The price points were out of control. They've never read the room, and I would be more than happy to help any American city that wants to bid on it to do it, because there's certain things that have to be done, and they haven't done them. And I'm just telling you that right now. Like, how many people knew who the players were? Do they even know who the players are?
No,
they don't.
No,
they don't. There's so many opportunities. That's why TSN has built this. Because you know what? With all due respect, the NHL Network's coverage of the World Junior is not what TSN's is.
No, not at all.
Okay, and that's not disparaging anybody that works there. I get it. They're the NHL Network.
Yep.
TSN is the network of the World Junior, and they take huge pride in it. They sink massive resources into it. When I was doing it with Gord Miller and Bob McKenzie, it was a massive enterprise. It was as big as doing the Stanley Cup final. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
You think the NHL Network put those kinds of resources into doing it?
Doesn't seem that way.
No chance. No chance.
Yep.
So if you really want this thing to go, they got to do some soul searching. They should bring in people that actually have been through it, not pretend to have gone through it, actually been through it, and then they'll get some better response to it. But I'm really mad. This thing's really bothered me for a long time.
Yep.
The fans in Minnesota are not the culpable or guilty people here. It's the people that set it up and ran it. It's kind of like the rink in Milan.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of people that pretend they know what they're doing, and you got a lot of people that don't have a clue of what they're doing.
Yep. Got you on that. All right, let's move ahead to our sponsors, of course.
Sorry for getting angry.
That's all right, Pierre. Look, you don't have to be sorry for that. It's your passion. And I respect that, and so do our listeners and viewers. And you know where you can go and unleash your stress if you're in Montreal and have an amazing meal is Vago Italian.
I go there all the time.
You go. And it calms Pierre right down because they combine old world classics and new Italian dishes for over 23 years, private dining rooms for any occasion. They are open Monday to Saturday evenings and lunch from Tuesday to Friday. They are located at 1336 Green Avenue, Westmount. For reservations, call 514-846-1414. Again, that's 514-846-1414. And, of course, our other sponsor, Betway, where you can still go all the way with Betway and bet those beauties. Great new membership deal still going on there. Go to that QR code right in front of you if you're not a member yet and sign up, or go to the website if you're listening and go to the members section, fill out your details there. You must be 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. Always bet responsibly, and the offer is not available in Ontario. And, of course, that offer is up to $300 back on your first deposit, even if you lose your first bet. Well, I'm hoping you don't lose on any of these great college hockey bets I'm going to give you for this weekend. We're going to start off right now. As we record this, it's Friday morning, so I'm just giving you what's available to me now because they only post for Friday games. It goes day by day when you're doing college over at Betway. So let's look at Michigan State. Number 2, Michigan State heading to Ohio State in a big game there. I like the over 5.5 at minus 125 value. Then I'll go to my alma mater, UMass, who is hosting Boston University. I like UMass to pull the upset here at plus 130 at the Mullins Center there. And I know Pierre's going to say bet with my heart there, but UMass has been playing better. They just can't seem to get over that hump.
Cut the cord. Get
the win here. And then the final game, Providence, right down the block from where I'm sitting right now, is hosting Maine in a huge Hockey East battle. Give me another underdog there, Providence at plus 112 value. Get the win there. Pierre, what do you got on tap for the weekend, my friend?
Lots of hockey.
Of course.
Lots of hockey at all levels.
Yes.
So, I got a lot of work to do, too. Montreal Canes are steamrolling. What an amazing thing. Deserve a lot of credit. Really excited to watch their team play. I mean, you got to answer this for me. So, Texier couldn't play in Columbus. He couldn't play in St. Louis. But in the last 2 games for Montreal, he got 6 points, 4 goals.
Unreal, Pierre. Unreal what they're doing, but they're gonna be fun. They're hosting the Red Wings, right? Saturday night, big Atlantic Division battle.
Huge game for first place. They both have the same amount of points.
Yep. Yep. So
Montreal's played one less game. It's a mass. The big question in Montreal is going to be who's the starting goalie for that game.
Pierre, quickly before I let you go, do you think when we ask that question, we'll be asking it of 2 goalies soon, or how long do you think it remains 3?
I think at some point they're going to have to get to 2, and it's not too far down the road. I know a lot of people say, oh, they'll hang in there till the end of the month. They got so many games. I don't see that. I'd be surprised. They got to look at what's going on in Laval too, because they want to play deep into the season. And so you need to have enough bodies there too. And that's not disparaging who's there right now, but they need to make sure that they're covering their tracks there too. So whether it's Fowler, whether it's Dobish, I don't think Montembeault will go because they're not going to put him on waivers. I think they'd lose him too quickly. So.
All right. It's going to be interesting to watch as we go forward. Listen, for everybody out there, have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy all the hockey. Big thanks, as always, to our producer up in Montreal, Shane, and to you, the viewers and listeners. We will talk to you on Monday here on the Eye Test on the Sick Podcast Network.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Eye Test with Pierre McGuire and Jimmy Murphy on YouTube, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.